And we will discuss all about basic router configuration. Nowadays, device we use every day, every bit of data, they receive flow through a router, exactly like the one we are discussing. We aren't just memorizing commands here, we are learning the logic of basic router configuration. By mastering this configuration, we'll learn to build the invisible infrastructure that keeps the modern world connected. This router. Router is a networking device that forward data packet between different computer network, operating a layer of the OSI or Open System Interconnection model. The purpose of configuration is to establish network identity and host name, and the next is secure administrative access, also to enable efficient data routing. And lastly is to support troubleshooting and monitoring. As we have said, router has layer 3 networking device. It is use IP address to decide where to send data packet from one network to another. Before a router can do its job, it needs to be configured. Like this one. It's a brand new router only knows its directly connected interface. That's why when you unbox a brand new Cisco router or other brand of router, it knows nothing about the network. It can only be it can only see its own directly connected interface. Everything else must be do it through configuration. This is why this topic is so fundamental in networking. Without proper configuration, your router simply cannot function. All router routes must be configured whether manually, static routing, or automatically dynamic routing protocol. Without proper configuration, a router cannot forward traffic between different networks, making configuration an essential first step. Okay? Okay, let's discuss accessing the CLI. To configure a router, you must use the command line interface or CLI. Essential setup, access the router via a console cable connected to the console port. This out-of-band method work even when the network is down, making it ideal for initial setup and emergency recovery. When setting up a router for the first time, we connect directly to the using console cable plug into a console port. This is called out of band management because it does not really on the network being active. It works even when nothing is connected. Once the router has an IP address, we can also manage it remotely using Secured Shell, which is secure and encrypted, or the telnet, which send everything in plain text and should be avoided in real environment. The CLI or command line interface has three main modes: user ESIC for basic monitoring, privilege ESIC for management, and global configuration for making changes. Do you know ESIC? It's a command line mode in a routers and switches where you can execute commands. Let's discuss identity and security. Identity and security are the very first thing we configured on any routers. First, we set a host name. Assign a unique name to identify the device on the network. The command line interface or CLI prompt change immediately to reflect the new name. So the administrator can immediately tell which the device they are connected to. This is especially important in a large network with many routers. The second one is we set an enable secret. That's the password. Encrypted the privileged ASIC password, prevent unauthorized access to management's command, which is stored in encrypted form and protect the privileged ASIC mode. The third, console security. We must secure the physical console port, prevent unauthorized physical access to the device. We secure the console port with the password so that anyone with physical access to the device still need credential. And the fourth, BTY lines. We must configure up uh, we must configure up to 5 remote management session uh, enforcement authentication. We configure BTY lines for remote management. This is control who can connect via secure shell or telnet. These four steps together form the security foundation of every router's deployment. And the next, interface configuration. Interfaces are physically or logic ports on a router. They are where data enter and exit. To configure an interface, we go to interface configuration mode by typing interface followed by the interface name such as Gigabyte Ethernet 0x0. Now we have a IP address. Assign an IPv4 or IPv6 address to each interface. Each interface on a router must have a unique IP address on its own subnet. We then assign an IP address and subnet mask to define which network the port belongs to. Next is subnet mask. Define the network boundaries. Example, by 24-bit, the IP address is 255.255.255.0 means the first three octets are the network. Last is the host. The subnet mask tells the router where the network boundary is. For example, 24 or 255 by .255.255.0 mask means the first 24 bit are the network address. Then and this is the critical activation. No shutdown or interface are administratively down by default. You must type no shutdown to bring them up. This is the most commonly beginner mistake. We type no shutdown to activate the interface, but the default all interfaces are administratively shut down. So forgetting this command is the number one mistake beginner make. Okay? And saving. After configuring a router, we must verify that everything is working correctly. The most commonly used command is show IP interface brief, quick table of all interface, IP layer 1 and layer 2 status. Fastest way to spot a down interface. It gives you a quick one-line summary of every interface showing the IP address and whether it is up or down. The next one is show running config. Display the active configuration in RAM. Reflect all current setting as they are right now. Let's you review all your setting in details. The other one is show IP route. Show the routing table prefix C equal connected, S equal statics, R equal to RIP, O equal to OSPF. Show the routing table so you can confirm routes are correctly installed. Next is the ping. This layer 3 connectivity successfully ping confirms that interface is active and routable. Ping test layer 3 reachability to another device. And finally, the most important command is copy running config startup config. Save your work. Running config is in RAM. It is lost on reboot. This copy is to NVRAM or non-volatile random access memory permanently. Your running configuration only lives in RAM. If the router loses power before you save, all your works disappear. Always save before you step away. Okay? Got it? Practical example. Small department setup. Now let's tie everything together with a real world example. Imagine a small company department that has an admin subnet 192.168.10.0 by 24 and a server subnet 10.0.0.0 by 24. We need to configure deep underscore routers to connect both. Step 1. Name the router. We set the hostname to deep underscore router. And the step 2, we configure gigabit internet 0 by 0 with the IP address 192.168.10.1, which will serve as a gateway for the admin subnet. And we activate with the no shutdown. Step 3, we configure gigabit ethernet 0 by 1 with the IP address 10.0.0.1 for the server subnet. Step 4, we verify using show IP interface brief. We should see both interface as app by app. And then we save with copy running config startup config. At this point, device on the subnet can communicate through the router. That's it. Let's proceed. Education and hospitality administration. So, why this matter in the hospitality industry? The answer is hotel and resort are completely depends on their network infrastructure for the day-to-day operation. First, network performance and monitoring. Configure routers to segment and prioritize traffic, ensuring high speed, stable internet access for the guests in all rooms and common rooms. So the router configuration enables proper network performance monitoring. Administrator can spot issue before guests are affected. And the second, guest network insulation. Use interface configuration to keep guest Wi-Fi traffic completely separated from the hotel financial system, PMS, and internal server. In that way, the guest network insulation is critical for security. Guests should never be able to access hotel financial system or reservation data. The third, quality of services or QoS. Configure routing to prioritize hotel reservation system and VoIP phone calls over general guest internet browser, preventing services slowdown. In this way, let the router prioritize hotel reservation system and VoIP calls over the guest watching Netflix, YouTube, and streaming platforms. And the fourth, POS and payment security. Insulate point of sales terminal in their own subnet. Static routes ensure payment traffic reach gateway secure and reliability. The point of sale terminals for restaurant and shops need their own isolated subnet to protect payment data. A misconfigured router in the hotel can be failed check-ins, exposed guest data, or drop VoIP calls at the front desk. This is the conclusion and recommendation. Basic router configuration is a foundational IT skill. It directly determines network stability, security, and performance. For the security, allows use encrypted password that the enable secret never leave default credential on a live router. And for documentation, keep a detailed log of all IP assignment, routing tables, and configuration change for auditing and recovery. As for monitoring, regularly analyze network performance using show commands and network monitoring tools to detect issue early. To conclude, basic router configuration is not just a technical exercise. It is the foundation of every function network. The four key takes away from today. First, configuration is essential because routers do not work by themselves. Second, always prioritize security by using encrypted password and securing all access lines. A router with default credential is an open door for attackers. The third is document everything, your IP addressing scheme, routing decisions, and change over time. This is what saved you during an outage at 2 a.m. And the fourth, monitor continuously using show command and network tools. So the problem are caught before the impact users. I highly recommend practicing all of this configuration in Cisco Packet Tracer, which is free and available online. Thank you. All of this came from the reference. These are the reference for today's presentation, all formatted in APA 7th edition as required. The primary networking textbooks I used are Koros and Rose for networking fundamentals, and Adams CCNA guide for Cisco Pacific configuration. Baseley and Balfour provided practical packet analysis context. The UNR topic presentation and structure guided the structure of this report. And also the Cisco official documents provided the most current CLI syntax. Thank you very much.